Every city needs its heroes, the police, the firefighters, but who builds the city? Who digs the foundations, paves the roads, and lifts the steel? It's not the fancy sports cars, folks. It's, well, excavators and diggers to prepare and build the site, the trusty dump trucks to haul away the mess and bring in the good stuff, and to finish the job, the road rollers that iron out the wrinkles. We're diving into a 50-year history of Lego City's unsung heroes, the heavy machinery that turns piles of bricks into a vibrant city you know and love. Get ready for a deep dive into diggers, dumpers, and the evolution of pure Lego power. So slap on your high-vis, your hard hat, and grab your stop-go sign, or just grab a coffee, as we have a look at the best crews out on site and get the job done for our vintage town and have a closer look at Lego town and city construction. I'm Lord Paul, and this is Lord Paul's Bricks. Hey Vintage Brick fan, and welcome to the next chapter in a historical deep dive into the development of Lego Town and Lego City. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's good to have you on the crew. We've seen the evolution of Lego Town and City, how Lego police and fire departments have been keeping the town safe since the 1950s, how 50 years of ambulances has kept the town healed and cured. Today though, it's time for some serious muscle. We're going to unsettle the dust, build the police stations, firehouses, hospitals and roads, and keep expanding our amazing vintage Lego town with these expert civil construction crews. If you're enjoying my Lego town and city history, make sure to hit that like button so that the YouTube algorithm shares the love, and make sure to subscribe with those notifications on so you'll always be the first to know when the next video lands. Your comments and feedback are always appreciated. I read them and I respond to all of them, and you never know, your feedback and ideas might shape the next video. The idea of diggers and tip trucks might not have the elite cachet of emergency services, but most kids have some kind of bright toy that does the job. I'm thinking the legendary Tonka trucks in the sandpit. For 6 decades, Lego has been offering us a massive variety of sandpit-ready vehicles, and the advantage over Tonka is that your Lego excavators are infinitely customizable and won't rust if you forget them outside. It's a huge journey today, but before we have a look at these awesome machines, let's find out who is operating them. You could have the biggest, most complex civil works equipment, but unless you've got a well-trained team of workers, well, that steel is going to gather dust. We've got 50 years of precision-trained professionals, and it all started with this guy in 1975. Look at him though, full of hope, ready to build the future, and yet somehow missing his arms. As far as I can tell, the only old-style minifigure in a construction sub-theme set was this guy, and he was the precursor to the revolution. In 1978, we didn't have any fancy printed torsos though, but we did have a yellow vest, which is a piece used until 2012 in various colours. He was the original OG high-vis. Through 1979, the first printed torso appeared, which was a bit more of a civilian-style print, but in 1981, this classic worker print appeared with some construction sets, although we had seen it in some train sets. The overalls print got quite the workout, with various colours appearing on torsos in the late 80s and 90s. They were basically the uniform of Lego Town workers. A couple of new torso prints in the 90s, and then in 2000, the worker prints really stepped up many notches with an amazing amount of detail. This level of detail continued through the 2000s with lots of high-vis clothing and some serious-looking facial expressions. No smiles here, because this is serious business. In 2012, the matte silver mining helmet was introduced to these civil works sets, which elevated these guys to another level. Ready for the biggest jobs. The modern development of the minifigures gave more variety in the sets through the 2010s through into the 2020s. As we saw with the emergency services sets in the previous videos, the playability of city sets really took off, and that is also seen in construction and civil works sub-theme. Additional job roles such as foreman and engineer gave the sets that extra playability, which we will see when we see the equipment that they're supervising. I know I've raced through that 50 years, but that dirt and gravel is not going to dig itself. Let's get to the fun stuff. The first front-end loader appeared in 1970 and looks like it was powered by a 4.5 volt powered motor. Talk about old school power. A great way to start off 55 years of excavators and loaders. You'll see in these early sets that a very important piece was the digger bucket arm, which was used in sets all the way up until 1999. This single piece was basically the backbone of construction for decades. Other sets used the classic hinge plates to give us the articulation needed for play posing. In 1978, our minifigures bought great sets with 641 excavator and 625 tractor digger, and followed with 1979's 542 Street Crew and set 607 Mini Loader, a handy town maintenance machine. A great set in 1980 with 6678 Mechanical Grab, and followed with classic loaders with 6630, 6686, 6603 and 6631 and 6658 in 1986. The light system set 6481 in 1989 was a great addition to the series of sound and light sets of the late 1980s. The 1990s didn't give us much, but 1876 Soil Scooper was at least a departure from yellow. Lego finally realised not everything in a construction site needs to be yellow. Before we get to City though, we have 6512 Landscape Loader, 6662 Backhoe and 6565 Construction Crew, 1296 Land Scooper and 6474 four-wheeled front shovel. The launch year of the then new City theme gave us a departure from the classic 4-stud wide sets with 6, 8 and 10-stud wide machines. This is where the scale starts to get really serious. To kick off though, we had a little set of 7246 Mini Digger, but also 7248 Digger with more detail than we'd previously seen, as well as 7249 XXXL Mobile Crane, which was something of a new benchmark for this sub-theme. I mean, XXXL in the name tells you everything that you need to know. Another mini machine in 2008 is 5627 Mini Dozer, but 2009 gave some great sets with 7630 Front End Loader, 7632 Crawler Crane and 7685 Dozer, which loaded on the detail and play experience. A spin on the theme with 4203 Excavator Transporter in 2012 was joined by 30151 Mining Dozer and 30152 Mining Squad. Through the 2010s, there was 30312 Demolition Driller and a sub-theme called Demolition with 60072 Demolition Starter Set, 60074 Bulldozer and 60076 Demolition Site, which made a great bunch of a little subgroup of sets. It was time to seriously smash some bricks. The teens were rounded with 60219 Construction Loader and a 4+ set 60252 Construction Bulldozer. Set 60385 Construction Digger was a great set in 2023, along with an extensive 4+ set with 60391 Construction Trucks. I really like the two sets from 2024 with 60496 Mobile Construction Crane and 60420 Construction Excavator, which had huge detail and play and show that the sub-theme will be kept alive. Our machines are rounded out with a couple of 2025 sets with 60450 Wheel Loader and 60466 Bulldozer, which are both sharp, modern sets. But once these excavators have dug their holes, where does the dirt and gravel go? The dump trucks, of course. Time for these unsung haulers. There isn't the depth of variety with the dump trucks, but they're essential companions to the excavators. They are the faithful sidekicks of the construction world. Not much in the pre-minifig era with a set in 1971 and a couple in 1976. The first dump truck of the minifigure era, ironically, didn't have a minifigure included. A truly phantom driver. We did get minifigures with 1980 6648 dump truck, 83 6652 construction truck, and 89 6507 and 6527. The 1991 set 6532 diesel dumper looks like a set from 1983, and 6535 in 1995 also look very similar, so there wasn't much imagination used for those set designers. The 1996 set 6581, the 1999 set 6447, and the 2000's 6470 really didn't break new design ground, but it wasn't surprising for that era, and you've heard me talk about that era before. The 2005 dump truck 67344 was an oversized quarry truck, but a great start for the city theme. It was certainly not a subtle set. A great set with 2007's heavy hauler, which was a departure from yellow trucks. In 2009, we had a small tipper with 5642 and a really big fella with 7631 dump truck. 4201 loader and tipper in 2012 was joined by 4202 mini truck as part of the mining theme. In 2012, dump truck 4434 and 60075 from 2015 were the final dump trucks seen in the city theme at this time. We've recruited our team, we've excavated the dirt, and we've loaded what we needed in and out of the site. But now we need to finish the job with the mixers and the rollers, so it's time to smooth things over a bit. I would have liked to have seen more of these units, but we'll make the most of what LEGO have put up for us. They are the finishing touches, and they really do provide the detail work. In 1985, we saw 6682 cement mixer, a blue and white marvel, and the first to let you truly mix your Lego dust. It has a great successor in 2007 7990, and then a colour change with 2013 60018 cement mixer. A handy drum roller in 2009 with 7746 single drum roller, a mini set of 3003 from the same year, and then a long wait until 2024 with 60401 construction steamroller. But you've got to ask, 15 years to wait for a good roller? What were the Lego Town citizens really walking on in all that time? Believe it or not though, that was a rapid-fire journey of 55 years of Lego civil construction sets. From the humble 4-stud tipper to the massive multi-function excavators we see today, the story of Lego's heavy machinery is a story of innovation and growing ambition. These aren't just background vehicles, they are the bedrock of every great Lego city. It's a different type of play to the emergency services, but still offer huge amounts of play and equally important to make sure your town and city is built and maintained to the highest standards. Next time you see a Lego construction set, appreciate the hinges, the Technic pins, and the genius that gives them their movement. So let me know how much you've enjoyed today's journey by giving this video a like. It masters the YouTube algorithm and helps others find the channel. Make sure you subscribe so you'll see my next reviews and history videos. As always, leave a comment, ask a question. I read them all and respond to them all. I want to know, which of these machines gave you the most satisfying build or the best playtime in your brick world? Was it the classic 6682 cement mixer or some modern yellow beast? Let me know in the comments. Until next time though, keep on building and keep expanding your amazing vintage Lego world. I'm Lord Paul and this is Lord Paul's Bricks, and bye for now.